Because this doctor very busy, not only to celebrity. First appointment to the next appointment, 21 days in between, so she was to stay there for 21 days. So what I'm saying, financial freedom doesn't mean you can do anything, no. But doing what most people reasonably want to do. Okay? So I travel like every other week, so in a sense, I have financial freedom. Why? Because I have zero in my CPF. Why? Because I have been in the financial services industry for 30 over years. Every time I have money, I try to make it work harder. So the compounding effect has helped me to achieve financial freedom. Okay? Because if you don't make your money work harder, inflation will kill you, will kill you. Okay, what can we invest in? The basic things will be stocks and bonds, different places. But actually, there are 1,001 things that you can invest in nowadays. You have CFDs, you have options, dual currency, equity notes, you name it. The investing market is very, very complex. One day, 2 years ago, my good friend Tan Kim Lian called me. How many of you have never heard of the name Tan Kim Lian? Never heard of the name Tan Kim Lian. Everybody has heard the name Tan Kim Lian. Tan Kim Lian is former CEO of NTUC Income, right? So my good friend. So one day at 2:08 he called me, hey Zian, I'm going to Speaker's Corner to speak this Sunday or Saturday. Can you come and speak also? I said, okay, what's the problem, my friend? So I went to my shock of my life. I said, got 2,000 people, what's happening? Oh, we need one protest. Never mind. After Indian talk, then he said, okay, your turn. Then I said, where are the other speakers? No, you're the only other speaker. And then Dylan said, hey, you have to speak in Mandarin. Never mind. But that was the beginning of my nightmare. Because I don't study Mandarin. So the only reason why I've been on the radio show for 2 years because 我的华语这么烂 wow, everybody listening to laugh. Every Tuesday is like 1 hour. If you want to have a laugh on Tuesday morning, you tune in. Okay? Now, so far I talked about the risks, right? The whys, right? But the most important is the how, right? How do I invest? Do your research. Here's the problem. I would say at least 90% of what you read that's available on the internet or in the books or when you go to a seminar and listen, 90% of it don't work. Why? I tell you why. When someone writes something or someone says something, what is the main objective of the person who is doing it? It's not to help you to make money. He has to say in such a way that you will like what he say, and therefore you will give him money to invest for you or do whatever, right? So everybody has their own agenda. So most of the time people, even if they know the truth, right, they cannot tell you the truth. Yes, you have a question?
Including you?
Yes. When I'm on the radio, most of the time I cannot tell the truth. When you have a 250,000 people listening, and the caller called and said, hello, 为什么政府又吃我们的钱? What you expect me to say? 没有可能啊，新加坡政府是挺好的。下一位吧 okay. So, I just give you an example. Okay. Depending on the context, okay, I also have to, the truth have to suppress a bit. Alright now. Look at today's news. Wow. PR after 5 years, right? If you don't become citizen, we kick you out. This is what we call pre-election talk. Okay? After election, you see what happened, right? So that is the problem. So then you say, then how? If I cannot believe most of the things that I hear or read or see, you go to YouTube, hey, you got internet connection. Hello? Have. Okay. After that, show you some of my videos. Okay. So if you cannot believe what you hear or see, then how you can be sure how to do your research? It's difficult, right? The truth of the matter is difficult because who do you believe? You believe me? I may be telling you nonsense also. Because the one who tell you that it's nonsense actually may be the one who tell you the truth. So here are some basic tips. most important two words in investing is asset allocation. What does it mean? You cannot have all your eggs in one basket. The eggs must be different type of eggs. Why? Look at Singapore property. In the last 14 years, what was the worst investment asset class in Singapore? Property. How many of you know? Nobody knows. Why? The media seldom talks about it. The last 14 years, property was the worst asset class. Private property price index, 1996 to 2010 first quarter, return 0. And now after the recent announcement last week of the new measures, you think the property market will go up? Should go down. Right? And most Singaporeans have most of their money in property. Why? They always read newspapers say, wow, property good investment. Right? They talk to their friends, all their friends say, you know, like my father bought the house I'm staying in 1955 for 15,000. Wow, now it's worth millions. So all the story you hear is, wow, all the great news on property, right? But nobody tells you, statistics don't lie. So in your research, the most important thing you focus on after asset allocation, which is diversification, is to look at the statistics. Why? This is the most common question that people ask me, whether it's radio, TV, whatever. Everybody, the most popular question is, what is the best thing to invest in? When is the best time to buy? And where is the best time to sell? The answer is nobody knows. But one thing I tell you for sure, that we all know. And that is statistically, anything that go down a long time has a higher chance of coming up. Anything go up a long time have a chance of coming down. So you follow this one, you cannot go wrong. Provided you have what we call a globally diversified portfolio. So to make it simple for you, let's say you have a globally diversified portfolio of about 10 investment funds, roughly 40% in equities, 40% in bonds, 10% in, say, natural resources, 10% in property, and within the equity and bond portfolios, you further diversify into emerging markets, developed markets, high yield bonds, and so on. Then you have a very diversified portfolio. So, you have started investing, you have learned the so-called secret, okay, of 10 fund and risk allocation. Here's the next problem. When do you sell? The answer also nobody knows. So, my suggestion to you is quite simple. Sell when you need money. When you need money, look at your portfolio. Whichever 10 funds have gone up the most, sell their others. Let me give you a practical example. How many of you have ever invested before? Don't be shy. I got NTU intern. Okay. Can you help us this one? Okay. When did you start investing? How many years ago?
Investing personally,
15 years ago. Okay. So, do you know what is the rate of return on all your investments for the last 15 years on an annualized historical basis?
up and down in the last few years, quite good.
Roughly?
20-25%.
Okay. You know what? Warren Buffett, the greatest investor of all time, his return is only about 20%. So actually your return in 15 years is even better than Warren Buffett one. What does that tell you? No matter what, if you find something that works for you, then just do it. Because if it works for you, that means you know what you are doing. You don't need to listen to all the experts, you know, because as I mentioned to you, most of the time they don't work. Okay? So you have done 15 years. Let me give you an example how to sell a portfolio when you need money. Let's say you put $10,000, okay? 3 months later, you need money. Why? Because you want to buy iPad, right? Right? You need $1,000. So what do? You look at your portfolio. Okay? Which of the 10 funds has gone up the most? There's one fund, the original 10,000 became, original 1,000 become $1,050, right? That means 5% increase, right? After 3 months, right? So you sell that one, you buy your iPad. Now, if it's 5%, 3 months return, you analyze 1 year, it's 20% a year now. Okay? So, let's say 6 months later, you need money again. Why? You need to buy a present for your girlfriend's birthday, right? So, you're left with about $9,000 more. You have a portfolio. Which one go up the most? Wow, this 3 months not very good, eh? The one that go up the most, right? It's only 3% only. You sell that one. 6 months you got 3%, annualized, you have 6.